guys, welcome back to the Activision Community Time Trial event. We're on week number 7 and we're driving the Ferrari 365 GTB for a classic race car. A lot more fun than I expected. I think you're going to enjoy this more than you actually think you would. The car, you can really throw it to the corners, get the rear end sliding, and there's actually a little bit more grip than what I expected. Obviously with it being a race car, there's plenty of grip on there, and it's a really good fun car to drive, especially around this track. I wasn't too looking forward to this time trial event when I first saw it, but then after trying it, I can tell you it's a really good fun time trial event, especially as I use the shifter. I thought I'd get the shifter out and do it with the clutch and shifting, and obviously blipping the throttle and everything. It was good fun, so you're going to enjoy this one if you've got that set up with the shifter available. Not too sure how it'll play with on a pad if you want to do like manual gears. Probably going to need to do a clutch and stuff, so not too sure how that'll work. I didn't have much time to push it though. I first tried this last night, quickly just did a few very basic changes to the setup, nothing drastic, just to get it a little bit more grippy and stable, and we then spent, I think it was only an hour, just pushing it to a point where I felt like the lap was good enough to show you how to attack the corner. We lost a little bit of time on that chicane, as you just seen there. We attacked it a little bit too hard, lost for 2 or 3 tenths, so there's quite a bit of time available in this lap still, but I'm sure one of you guys will push it to the limits and get where you need to get. So I'll let you guys watch the lap at full speed and go through a slow motion track guide to point out some of the things you need to do on the lap. Anyway, enjoy the lap. So we're going to go into the turn 1 and we're going to be looking for the 150 board on the left, where we're going to brake just short of that. You want to be braking just short and trail braking all the way through the corner. I was blipping the downshift on each throttle change, so on each gear change, sorry, and then down into second gear, and then try and hug the inside apex as much as you can. You want to clip that curb just nicely. Don't go too aggressive over it, it will unstabilize the car and you're going to lose out on the traction on the exit of the corner. Then get back over to the right hand side of the car and try and hit the apex nicely. I think we took a little bit of a tight line into this, maybe could have come in slightly wider but not too wide, as you will get run off the track with the way the camber is on the track. So then into third gear as we come out of that corner, just be careful the back end, use a bit of curb on the right but not too much to get a track invalidated. Down to second gear nice and early. I don't like to brake too late because you will lock up and then you run off wide and then you mess up your exit, entry and exit onto the next corners. So nice and tight on this corner, then blip of the little bit of throttle on, and then into third gears we approach the apex, hard on the power. As you come out, you can actually use a lot more of the track on the left than you think you can. We just about use all the track as much as we can. I think we were very close to the limit of the track limits there, a little bit wider and we would have got invalidated, but that was pretty much the limit. and then braking just on the e-back sign above us there, just pretty much dead on that, down into second gear, and again trail braking all the way to the corner. Be careful, do not lift off that trail braking, it can really unstabilize the car through this corner with the way the cambers work on the corner. Then hard on the power, be careful of the oversteer on that exit there as you put down the power in this 400 horsepower Ferrari. Then using again the marker on the right hand side, you're going to see there the 50 ball just before that, of the white line on the road there, and then down through this corner, stay in third gear. I like to stay in third gear, so I think second gear can unstabilize the car a bit too much. In third gear on the power, be careful again of the oversteer there, getting the car over to the left hand side of the track, and then again we got a little bit of oversteering. We lost quite a bit of pull out of this corner because of the oversteer. You can see there, massive correction on the steering wheels. I'm trying to fight it, powering out of the corner. Probably lost two to three attempts on pull out of that corner, which was a bit annoying, but still it was an okay lap overall. And then flat out now all the way up to the chicane, where we're going to be looking to brake him just before the 100-yard board on the right. You're going to see it approach very shortly. You've got the 150 there, use that as a reference to know that you're going to start braking, and we kind of brake just before the 100. You're going to see there just before that white line there, and then braking down into second gear. I actually hit the apex on the curb a little bit too hard here. You're going to see there we attack that curve and it bounces us up, so it means we compromise our entry into the next part, and again attack that too hard because of the entry points, and we couldn't get on the power as much as I would have liked. A little bit of oversteer, lost about another tenth or two there because of the exit speed. You'll see it on the delta when you watch it in full speed that we lost a bit of speed there. Get yourself out nice and wide there, down into third gear, and try and get yourself nice and tight to this apex. The tighter you are on this apex, the earlier you're going to be able to put your foot down on that throttle and get a nice clean exit. As you can see there, we did that reasonably well and managed to control the oversteer, sliding a little bit of the rear, and went over the line for an okay lap of I think it was a 138.2. I'm pretty sure that you'll be able to get this into at least a mid 137 if you push this really hard. Like I say, I only spent, I think it was about an hour at most pushing this. I just wanted to get a reasonably good lap in, and then it was just basically get a base setup. So there will be other changes you can do to the suspension, but I didn't have a massive amount of time this week to really go into the changes. So you can see slight changes on the tyre pressures. I think we lowered them down very slightly. The brake pressure I think I lowered slightly also, with the brake balance moving it slightly more forwards than what it was as default. Obviously your vents, you're going to change your opening on the duct because you're only doing a one lap sprint, and you don't need to have them all the way up to 60-70% whatever they start. So we went down to 10 and 5%. Suspension, nothing really massively changed on this. I don't think we changed much more. We might have added a bit of rear camber, maybe one click of rear camber. Nothing drastic, as you can see there. Ride height, we did lower that down as much as we pretty much could, just to stabilize the car. You know, the car's not going to be so low that it's going to get in the way of the curbs with how old the car is. It wasn't that low anyway, so we lowered it down quite a lot just to give ourselves a bit more grip on acceleration. No massive changes on the dampers. Then obviously for the radiator, 0%, it's a one lap time trial. Engine braking, we moved that down to 1. I don't like engine braking, as I've said before on my other setups. And very slight changes on the power ramp, nothing massive as you can see there, just knocked it down a bit because I kind of like that oversteer I got from the setup with the default anyway on the exit of corners. I just didn't want to get rid of that too much because it was quite fun to drive with, and I felt that if you get it really right, you could probably gain a bit of time with it like it was. Anyway guys, I'll leave you with the replay of that lap again without me commentating over it. Hope you enjoyed the lap. I'll be back with more setups soon. I've got a Ferrari 488 GT3 setup at Monza coming in, a 145.8 in time trial mode. It might be able to hit a 144 in online mode. It'll be a very late 1 minute 44 if I do manage to get it in online on that anyway. But it's a nice setup, it's stable, and hope you enjoy it. It'll be up within 2 to 3 days, so make sure you subscribe if you want to check that video out. Thanks again for watching, and I'll be back with more videos very soon.